Hey, what's up, y'all? If y'all ever follow the news or read anything finance related, you've definitely heard about stocks. I'm a strong advocate for investing in stocks because I believe it's the quickest and easiest way to financial freedom. So I'll explain the basics of stocks in this video, how they work, and real world examples. They may seem complicated now, but I promise they'll be a lot simpler after this. Let's jump into it. Part 1. What are stocks? Put simply, a stock is a tiny piece of ownership in a company. If a company was a pizza, the company's stock would be a slice of the pizza. So if Apple was the whole pizza, a share of Apple stock is one slice. And when you buy one share of Apple stock, you literally own a tiny fraction of the company. You may be thinking, so if I buy one share of stock, I'm an owner of that company? Hell yes, you are. If you own Apple stock, you're officially an owner of Apple. Congrats. Now listen up, because this is key. The price of a share of stock fluctuates with the value of the underlying company. So if Apple sells more iPhones and makes more profit, their stock becomes more valuable, meaning its price increases and you could have sold it for more than you bought it, yielding you a profit. Think of it like this. Let's say you see on the market that one share of Apple stock is currently $100. That means you can currently buy and sell one share of Apple stock for $100. Let's say you buy one share, now you own $100 of Apple stock, and the price of your share will move in proportion to the value of Apple as a whole. So if Apple sells a lot of iPhones and other products and grows, the price of their stock will increase. Let's say they do sell a lot of iPhones and the price per share increases to $110. That means you can currently buy and sell one share of Apple stock for $110. And if you sell your one share right now, you'll make $10 since you bought one share at $100 and sold it at $110. But what if Apple does poorly? Let's say, for example, Big Chungus Mobile, a new phone manufacturer, starts to gain popularity and steals some of Apple's customers. This causes Apple to lose money and stunts their growth, causing their stock price to fall to $90. That means you can currently buy and sell one share of Apple stock for $90. And if you sell your one share right now, you'd be at a loss of $10 since you bought it $100 and sold it $90. The bottom line? A stock is like a bet on the future success of a company. If you buy shares of a company's stock and the company does well, the stock price goes up and you can sell your shares for a higher price than you bought them to pocket the difference. That's why finance bros always say buy low, sell high. If you buy shares of a company's stock and the company does poorly, the stock price goes down, and you can either sell and stomach the loss or hold your shares and hope the stock price goes back up. Part 2. Real world example. Here's a quick real world example. On October 23rd, 2024, Tesla reported performance that was way better than their performance last quarter and better than what analysts predicted. And because of the good news, Tesla stock shot up from $213 per share to $256 per share, an increase of $43 per share. So if you owned one share of Tesla stock before the positive earnings announcement, you made $43 since you bought the stock at $213 per share and now you can sell it at $256 per share. Now, if you own two shares of Tesla stock before the positive earnings announcement, you made $86 since you bought two shares of stock at $213 per share and now you can sell both shares at $256 per share. Now listen up, because here's where it gets exciting. If you owned 200 shares of Tesla stock before the positive earnings announcement, you'd make $8,600 since you bought 200 shares of stock at $213 per share, which is a total value of $42,600, and now you can sell all 200 shares at $256 per share, which is a total value of $51,200, yielding you a gain of $8,600. That's a lot of money to make in one day. Hopefully now you're starting to see how stocks can make you tons of money if used right. Let's go over an opposite example too. On July 23rd, 2024, Tesla reported performance that was worse than before and worse than what everyone expected. So the stock price dropped from $246 per share to $225 per share, meaning investors lost $21 per share. This may not sound like much on a per share basis, but imagine if you owned 200 shares before the negative earnings announcement. That means you would have lost $4,200. And I'm not saying this to scare you, but to show you that the same way you can win from stocks, you can also lose. That's enough for this video. Here's a quick recap. 1. Shares of stock are tiny pieces of ownership in a company. Generally, when the company does well, the stock price goes up, and when the company does bad, the stock price goes down. 2. People make money with stocks by buying at one price and selling at a higher price, pocketing the difference, which scales with the amount of shares that you have. Keep in mind this is a simplified breakdown of how stocks work, and other stuff like dividends and risk also play a role. But don't worry, I'll be coming up with videos on those topics in the future. Anyways, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and comment down below any feedback or questions you have and I'll respond to everyone. Until next time, peace.